Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today I'm going to do an oldie but a goodie technique. But first I wanted to remind you guys that we're just about to start our new September to December mini catalog. And if you're in Australia and you don't already have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to fill that role for you, and I would be happy to send you one of these gorgeous, gorgeous catalogs. I can't show you the inside yet, not until September. But trust me, Noah and I sat down last week and went through page by page and marked our favorites. And yeah, there's all kinds of pretty things, traditional things, contemporary things. It's going to be a fun Christmas card season, and some other stuff in here too. And I'm looking forward to getting stuck into all that. But today, I'm going to make a card or two with this Layering Leaves set. It actually coordinates with this bow punch, and it's interesting because we had the punch for a catalog or so before this stamp set got released in the current annual catalog. It is a million sales set from Rachel Tessman, who's a very fun US demonstrator. She does a lot of interesting things in general, but one of the things that I really like is she takes kits and paper pumpkins and makes all kinds of interesting alternative projects. So I like following her for that. And I really like this set. I really like these sentiments. They've chosen a nice font for that, and the leaves are really nice. We're just going to use this set by itself, but the leaves are nice also to stick in with all kinds of other fun flowers and foliage. So, okay, let's get started. So my oldie but goodie technique today is called double time stamping. We often do triple time stamping. Take a moment here, see who's with me. Hello, Gladys and Paula and Mom. That would be Janet to the rest of you, but she's always Mom to me. We often do triple time stamping with 3 layers, but we're just going to do 2 today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal. Now, you all know this is not my favorite adhesive. It works fine. It's just a tape runner. But I want to stick this down just temporarily here. So I'm just going to put a couple little dabs of that. And now I'm going to bring in my shirt. You could use your jeans. But see, I'm picking up lint because I want this. I want it to still be tacky, but I don't want it. I want it to lift up pretty easily. So I'm going to do that. You could also use, if you have your embossing buddy, I find it really easy to overdo it on the embossing buddy and then it doesn't stick. So that's my favorite thing to do, is just use the lint from your clothes. And now I'm going to try to center this as best I can. I will have measurements both in inches and in centimeters on my blog post. There, now that's on. It's just not on very straight. Let's try again. Doesn't have to be perfect, but straight and even is a nice objective anyway. Take a moment here and stand up. There we go. So, the colors I'm going to use, I'm going to bring them into the screen here. This is Lost Lagoon, one of my all-time favorites. Misty Moonlight, which is kind of a denim blue. It's not as deep as navy, and then wild wheat. And I'm going to start with the biggest stamp, which is one of the leaf stamps. And I don't have, whoops, a very good plan for this here, but we'll get it going here. I'm going to bring in my mat because these are these are photopolymer. I think they work just a little bit better here. I don't usually recommend rocking, but I did want to get as much into that space between the cardstocks as I could. Got a little bit of ink here on the edge. Just get rid of that. I'm going to stop there. I did not do a test run of this. I'm actually casing this design from, what's her name? Angie Leach, I believe her name is. Now here's one of the little flower stems. And the Misty Moonlight. And I'm really thinking less is more on a lot of this. And now this is wild wheat, and the set has a nice speckle stamp. So I'm going to do a bit of filling in here. Okay. And then I will show you now. See, that does pop up pretty easily. And we're going to mount that on this. This is a mat of wild wheat, same as the speckles. Get that out of the way. And we're just ignoring that Stampin' Seal that we made into a temporary adhesive. And then if you saw where this basic white layer and the card base met up, there was kind of a gap in the stamping. That is going to be just enough to close up that gap and align everything. Really and truly, it will be. Almost. So now we will glue that on. Today's an exciting day because we get to go over and see our house. In the US, we would call it our walkthrough. Here it's an inspection. But the previous owners have moved their stuff out, is my understanding, and we get to walk through, and I get to have some people come and do things like measure for new carpet and stuff. And this is our one shot before we actually get the keys. It's nice we get to do that. And then I'm going to do a sentiment on there. This is Pool Party, so it's a little bit lighter than the Lost Lagoon. And this is just a little bit of, yeah, I think that's the way I wanted it to go. So let me stamp the sentiment on here. I'm going to bring in the Misty Moonlight again. Good morning, Jenny. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to do Sending Hugs for this one. Misty Moonlight, Sending Hugs on the Pool Party. There we go. Clean and close. Bring in my paper trimmer. There's something about this batch of Pool Party that always wants to be kind of ragged on the edge. Let's see how we're going here. I want that to line up. This is my very scientific measuring method. Did you see? So this is a bit of Wild Wheat Designer Series paper. It's the backside of one of the Cheerful Daisies. Angie uses, I think, the DSP from the In Color paper stack, but I don't have that, so I found a different paper. Here's that, and I'm going to bring in some of these In Color dots, also in the Wild Wheat color. There we go. So when I was looking at colors, I thought maybe it would be fun to do another color combo. So I've got another one ready to go here, I think. And I'm going to bring in Pretty Peacock for the Lost Lagoon and Berry Burst for the Misty Moonlight. So let's see how this one goes. Hi, Betty. Thanks for joining me. Let's see if I can remember this time. Bring in the mat to stamp with. Thinking maybe not so much stem right there. Yep. That's why I say don't rock. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Clean and close Pretty Peacock. Move on to Berry Burst. I like these vivid, what would we call them, jewel tones. Yep. And that Berry Burst is it. Yep. Very vivid. It stains the photopolymer, but that's okay. So now we'll come back in with some wild wheat speckles again. And oh, I wasn't sure how well that would show up. I'd like to try the berry. Means we're really doing 3 instead of 4 colors, but that's okay. Let's try this. There we go. I'm going to do the thank you sentiment this time. And this is the Pretty Peacock. I think that's going to work just fine. Yep. Okay. We'll do the layers now. again, mounting it up on the wild wheat. We talked about this last week, not a fan of this color. But it's such an intriguing neutral in many ways that I do like it. Okay. I'll probably stand up, get a better view of this. That one that I took the time to get the stem off of. Can't even see it. Okay. That's fine. There we go. Yep, I'm going to pop it up again. There we go. And again, we'll bring in I'm going to stick with the wild wheat. So I did the opposite pattern on this one. And there are 2 cards. Really, really quick and easy, but I think they're fun. I'm pleased with them. I hope you like them. I am not going to be here again next week. I have decided I am focused on packing and moving. I think I will be back on the 13th of September. I should have enough stuff unpacked and set up and be missing my crafting by then to be ready to go. So I am, of course, still around and available. If you have questions about anything or if you need to place an order, that's always available 24/7. And I'm just not going to commit to having stuff and time ready to be able to be live between now and then. But there will be blog posts going up regularly, so please look in there, nancysniftynotes.com, and I will see you in September. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.